episode 235.
I'm Sheila, also known as Sheila D37.
And I'm Wendy, also known as Penny Winnie. Welcome back to the show. And if you're a new viewer, thanks for checking us out.
We appreciate it. A couple of shout outs going on. We have our January, February knit along, crochet along, and it's works in progress. Mm-hmm. Anything that you've started before January 1st counts, even if you started it December 31st at 11:58.
Still
counts. We will run this through January and February and draw winner February. Sorry, I had to think about that. We're also doing the Blue Moon Fiber Arts knit along for anyone who has any Blue Moon. And I know it's very specific. I guess I thought there were more people out there because right now it's just me and Lois who have Blue Moon finished objects. It's still early.
Lois is going to be a big winner.
I know. Let's see. She's got 2 projects in, and I'm 2.5, almost 1.5. Sorry, 1.5. I believe that's all my shout-outs.
I just wanted to mention that we are going to continue our series of Cooperative Press book reviews by reviewing Cast Iron Cast On, Cooking Through the Seasons by Becky Herrick and Callie Hastings. This is a review that we did in the lost episode 234 that I deleted. So we're going to it's new to you, but we're going to review this book again. Ooh. And that means that in episode 237, we will be drawing a winner of a copy of this awesome PDF. So
sounds good.
That's it for shout-outs. On the dance card, and I just started doing this, so I'll just hold it up. I am working on the Cash Cowl by Kiki Kawai, who is also known as Yarn vs. Zombies.
It's really pretty.
It's really looking gorgeous. I love what this slip stitch does to this colorway. It's really pretty. The yarn is Manchester sock, which is, I said it wrong last week. It is cashmere merino nylon. I said cashmere merino silk. I was wrong about that.
Oh, okay.
Cashmere merino nylon blend from Into the World. And this is the double rainbow colorway. And any kind of this is a pretty heavily variegated yarn, will work great with this. But I think it would also look beautiful in a semi-solid because then it'd be more featuring that texture.
Right.
That's kind of lost when you do it. It looks beautiful. I think it would look beautiful either way. But it's a really easy knit. I kept screwing up though, and this is why. You have to increase on every even front side row. But in between the slip stitchy pattern thing, there's a couple of rest rows where you just, just plain stockinette. And I kept having more and more stitches. And I was like, what's going on? And I realized I was forgetting to decrease. You have to increase and then decrease. I was forgetting to do it because this is knit on a bias. So, in order to make it slant like that, you have to increase on one side and decrease on the other. And I was forgetting to do the decrease. So I had to rip back a couple of times until I sorted out what I was doing wrong. And once I realized, because I was like, how does this doing it? Yeah, I was just going to town on that rest row and not doing any of the decrease. I would increase. I always remembered that, but the decreases I was having problems with. So yeah, it's really pretty. It is a free pattern from Knitty, so I would check it out if I were you. It's really not difficult. It has both written and charted instructions, and once you get into the flow of it, it's pretty good. The only thing that I would say, and maybe people who have a better memory with me wouldn't have this problem, or I think if you wanted to use some kind of a system of stitch markers, you might be able to remember it. But the only thing that changes as you go through each section of the repeat is how many stitches in you start the slip stitching. And sometimes on a couple of rows there's an uneven number of stitches, so you might have to do a smaller cable on one of the ends. So that's the only thing that ever changes is when you do the actual slipping, the cabling of the slip stitch. It's and I have difficulty remembering that, so I have keep it on my phone, and I just keep track of where I am in the pattern, so that when I start a new slip stitch cable area, I know what to do.
Oh, good.
And that's worked out well for me. And I'm sure there's only like 4 or 5 sections of the pattern where there's a difference, and I'm sure you could probably memorize it, but I just don't have the brain power to do that. So that's number 1. Ooh. Number 2, I still have my Lucky Cat sock. I still haven't, I'm at the heel. I haven't done the heel.
Oh, all right.
Because I didn't work on this at all, because I am obsessed with working on that cowl, and I haven't been knitting very much this week either, because I'll tell you about that in my crushes and heartbreaks. But yeah, I love this. This is in Fiber Nymph Dye Works Bound Space in the Lucky Cat colorway, and I am doing Jeck, the free pattern that I've done before on socks, and I like it. It's really it's like no-brainer. You don't really have to remember anything in that pattern. You know, it's free. You slip the stitch. I think it's you slip the stitch on one row and you knit it on another row. So you just have to look and see whether you've slipped or knit.
Right.
So,
You okay?
Yeah, I just threw my phone. But that's all I have actively on the needles right now. I still have my Rhinebeck cowl in timeout, just because I need to not do color work for a little while.
Right. No, that makes sense.
So that's it for me.
Actively on the needles for me. I did work on my Edison shawl. I didn't bring it with me. I only did 1 full repeat, which means I worked the 3 colors.
Yeah.
The stitches on the needle are getting quite long. I think the 1 repeat, it took me over an hour to do.
Yeah.
And I was working on it watching the football game on Sunday. Not the Patriots, but the Vikings, which was very sad.
Vikings.
They missed a field goal attempt at like
Where
27.
are they? Where are they out of now? Are they
Minnesota?
They are still out of Minnesota.
As far as I know, yeah.
The North Stars aren't out of Minnesota anymore. Yeah, the Vikings.
No, the North Star isn't that basketball?
That's hockey. I knew one of the Minnesota teams is no longer in Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Vikings used to be my home team.
Yeah, so it was the Vikings against the Seattle Seahawks, and it was down to 1 field goal at like 27 yards. And I guess it was a mental game with the laces facing towards the kicker. It was an interesting game. I felt so bad for them. The kicker must have been like devastated, seriously. Anyway, it's a lot of pressure on sports teams. So I am working on a new Blue Moon sock, and this is just a random sock. I really, really like how this is working out for me. So my son bagged up 6 or 7 skeins of Blue Moon. If I look through what's not bagged up, I could probably figure out what is, because I know my stash. But I have him pick out something, so it forces me to knit, which I like because it may not be something that I would typically knit. I tried looking for a pattern to knit this, and nothing seemed to work for me. This is just it's medium weight, which is nice, and it's just a mill ends. Honestly, I don't know if I bought it or if it was given to me as a gift. I think it was given to me as a gift. And this is what it's looking out to be like. Pretty. It's really, really pretty. It's a little purpley on the screen, but it's really not that purpley. It's pinks and blues and greens. It's not that bad. And it's forcing me to knit. So I tried to find a pattern, like a 10-stitch pattern. I tried several different things. None of them looked good to me.
Yeah.
So I decided it just needed to be a vanilla sock. And that's what it is, a vanilla sock with the Fish Lips Kiss heel. I am on my cuff right now. I'll probably just do 10 rows of some sort of rib and call it a day. I really like the feel of this. I'm so happy with it. I did my regular toe, which is just Judy's Magic Cast on, 12 stitches on each side, and knit front and back to increase on both sides. I didn't do paired increases, is that
I
right?
Now I can't remember what they're called.
The grandmother and mother increases from La Link and La Rink.
Yeah, it's where you lift the grandmother stitch or the mother stitch.
And
Somebody asked about it, and I linked it.
That's Kat Bordy's version of La Link and La Rink. But if you look up La Link, L-A-L-I-N-K, or La Rink, L-A-R-I-N-K, you'll find the same thing.
I actually, in episode 234, I linked to a tutorial on how to do those increases because somebody asked about it.
Yeah. They are nice increases. I think
they make a nice increase.
They do.
And they don't leave a hole, and they don't have a purl bump.
They don't have a purl bump. I don't mind the purl bump because that helps me figure out where I am on my sock, how many stitches I've increased. So this is a medium weight on size 2, and I increase to 60 stitches. And then I think I knit to 80 rows for my foot. I did rip this out because I was keeping track with my little stitch markers that Wendy gave me, and I had put it at row 10 so I didn't have to keep counting, and I thought when I had 5 more it would be row 20, but I didn't, so I actually was 5 rows short.
Yeah.
And I had finished the heel. When I looked at it, I'm like, that doesn't look right. It wasn't, so I had to rip it all back.
That's unfortunate.
That's all right. So that's all that I have actively on the needles. I did not work on my fingerless mitts, and I keep saying I have to because I could certainly use them this week.
It's been cold this week, yeah, for sure. Rate your date. I have no dates to rate. Sorry.
I do. So I have finished a pair of my Blue Moon socks, and this is in the Kebnekaise pattern, which it's a free pattern on Ravelry. And it's basically, you're just purling the color. This is a white. You could do this with any color variegated yarn. Just pick one predominantly.
Yeah. If you did this yarn, for example, you could pick up that yellow. Every time that yellow came on, you could just purl the yellow.
Right.
Like, that would be an example of how
you could do it even on something like this. You would have, on this, because this is pooling, you'd have like a lot of pooling of purl bumps. And me personally, I wouldn't like that look, but other people do. This, I like it. This had a rhythm to it. It had a rhyme and reason, but it was more not attached to it. But this, I did my Judy Magic cast on for one sock and then a round toe for another. And still my round toes aren't quite round. But that's okay. It doesn't make a difference. Once you put the sock on, you can't tell.
Yeah.
And I like them. I probably will not wear them in my shoes for a little bit because I like the starkness of the white.
Yeah.
But what I did it differently on each sock. The first sock, I did it per the pattern. The pattern, like I said, is free. They do it cuff down, which I typically do toe up. And then they did a reverse stockinette for the heel and the toe, and that just...
Me and Pearl would be uncomfortable sometimes.
It's supposed to be more comfortable. It's actually supposed to be more comfortable if you have the stockinette on the inside of your foot. But to me and Pearl bumps don't get along very well with my thumb. It irritates my thumb. So I just stick with stockinette. I stick with what works, really, is basically what it comes down to. And this works for me. And then the second sock, I knit the colored. And then when I came across it on the needle, I purled it. And it's just, you can't even notice, but it is slightly different. Like on this,
it is a little different.
This sock, you can see the white purl bumps more so on this one.
I like the one where the blue...
I think it's this one.
The one that you did second is the one that I like.
Yeah, this is the one because it's the round toe.
And you know what? If you knit it cuff down like they did...
That's probably what it would look like that, yeah.
So, yeah.
I like them both. I was just, me... With your sock pattern that you did, the China Blossom,
yeah,
I did one toe up and one cuff down.
Just experimenting.
Just experiment to see what it looks like. I will probably have to hide these socks because my son claimed them, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think so. As much as I love you, you are not Blue Moon.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, it's not how any of this works.
That's not how any of that works.
So I had one finished project.
Yay! Whirlwind Romance, nothing interesting. Like I said last time, I've been doing a lot of Photoshop. I put something that I did on Photoshop on my Instagram account if you're interested in looking at it. And I'm learning. I've gone past like the regular thing, and I'm starting to learn the more
intricate,
complicated things to do with. And I love that kind of stuff. I love figuring stuff out, and it's fun to me. So that's been my Whirlwind Romance is scrapping, so it's not really fiber related. Future dates, I am going to knit I'm not going to remember the name of that thing again. I'm going to knit a poncho. I bet I wrote it down.
You probably did somewhere.
Indigo Frost. I'm going to knit the Indigo Frost poncho. And I'm going to knit it out of Dream in Color Classy in the wine. It's something about wine. I can't remember. It's like a dark red colorway. Indigo Frost. I don't have a picture of it to show you because I haven't bought the pattern yet. But it's just a poncho. I showed it last week. It's top down with a turtleneck, and it's got an A-line, and it's kind of loose so that you could wear it while knitting in the house.
It wouldn't bunch up.
It won't bunch up. Like those tight ones bunch if you go like this. They go up. So I'm looking forward to it, and I meant to pull the yarn down this week, but I just didn't have a chance. So that's my only future date. My good news is my daughter found the other of a pair of mittens that I had made a couple of years ago that were cabled mittens, and they're a little too small for me. And they're made out of Dream in Color. You remember those?
Yeah.
They're made out of Dream in Color Classy, and it's the same color that I made her sheep hat out of.
Okay.
So they match her sheep hat and her jacket. So I was like, those are your mittens.
There you go.
I'm done with that. I didn't even knit anything. So
Score.
That's it for my future dates.
My future dates is socks, socks, and socks. I just realized that I'm going to be knitting socks. I do would like to finish my Edison cowl, so I figure if I can at least do maybe one repeat a week, I'll get there.
Yeah.
It's not going to be as wide as the Color Affection shawl, and I'm okay with that. I am, fool that I am, going to be knitting another pair of socks for a coworker, but this is as a surprise gift. I was talking to one of the chemists, and we were talking. He's working this weekend, which is nice because it's nice to have people that you work with.
Yeah.
Work your weekend with you. I got to work this weekend, and I brought some blood to him, and he goes, "Stop bringing me work to do." I'm like, "Hey, you got to have work. You got to get a paycheck." He goes, "I'd be fine getting a paycheck without doing the work." And I said, "Well, to do that, you have to go to an offsite because that's what happens with me.
Yeah.
I get a paycheck and I don't really work depending on the offsite." And I said, "I don't know if you know, but I knit socks and this is what I've been doing." So he's like, "Oh, could you make me a pair?" He was totally teasing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to make him a pair.
Oh, well, that was really nice.
I'm going to make him a pair, and I have the perfect Croyd colorway.
You're a better person than me.
I know, but I really like this guy. He's funny. He's friendly. And, I figure if I do this, he'll owe me quite a bit of favors.
I won't even make a pair for my mother.
Well, your mom cranks them out pretty good on
She
her
does.
own. But, so I think I'm going to cast that on next. It'll be
Cool.
fun. It's going to be a fun stripe, so.
That'll be fun.
It is fun. I like surprising people, I think is what it is. So the side note, the person that I made, it's so funny because I didn't even make it, recently.
Yeah.
The ruby slipper shawl I gave to
Oh, right.
my coworker. I had to fix a couple of holes, and I don't think she ever noticed.
She wouldn't.
She wouldn't know. And so she enjoyed it a lot. And I had another coworker saying she so wished that I had gotten her, because they see what I knit every day, and they're all jealous. Well, the coworker to say thank you for this, which is totally not the point of a Secret Santa, made me candied walnuts.
Ooh.
I have a whole Ziploc bag of them. I'm like, woo-hoo-hoo. They're so good.
I bet.
I'm like, you didn't have to do that. She's like, I know. I'm like, ooh.
Bonus.
It is, because I knit that. How long ago did you put ruby slippers out?
It's like 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah, so I mean, it's been sitting there for 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, this will probably sit in the basket. This is probably going to be a gift because I already have cowls that I wear all the time. I just really wanted to make this because it's so fun.
Well, see, that's the thing. I mean, I like making scarves, but I have my favorites.
Yeah.
So, and this is the one I'm wearing now is one of them.
What's after Baubles and Bling?
We both have a Baubles and
We both
Bling.
got a gift from our friend Melanie.
4 kitties have I.
4 kitties have I. And mine came in this box.
She opened hers.
I opened mine because it was so cute.
Mine came in a Christmas tree. I didn't open mine because it sounds like the silicone packet broke, and I'd rather do it over a trash barrel.
This is called, I had the tag. Oh, it's called The Enchanting Gnome Winter Garden, and it's a candle, and it smells so good. I'm going to light it up.
Yeah, have a sniff.
Smell. I wish you could smell it, but look how cute the box is. I'm keeping the box.
I
just
like
to
the
put
box.
Stuff in. It has a gnome. Melanie, you Noah.
So mine is, this is Duo Home, I think is the name, or DW Home, I'm not sure. It looks like it's Duo, but
mine doesn't. Oh, that's because I
think
ripped
it off.
Let's
But mine is freshly evergreen. It smells like a Christmas tree, and I can't tell you how
DW Home.
DW?
Mm-hmm.
I can't tell you how much I love the smell of Christmas trees. I love it. I'm actually...
Mine smells like...
It smells Christmassy.
It smells Christmassy.
Not
it smells
quite as
winter Christmassy, but
like not as
like
strong
a
as
tree.
a Christmas. But so
it smells good.
Everybody has their own knitting nook, and I have my little knitting nook here. And I'm gonna put this just like this. Well, not like that, but with a candle so that I can get a whiff of it every day.
Yeah, I love it. I'm a big candle fan.
We don't burn it so much. There's that book of like, what in your house can make you sick or something like that. And not that candles are bad, but there was candles in it, and with Zachary, we just figured
some
one
candles,
less thing.
I have a problem. I don't have a problem with an individual candle. But if I go and do, what's
like
the name of that Yankee candle?
Yeah, Yankee
I am
candle.
so allergic in there from
Really?
It's like too much, or maybe there's like one
Well, it's
scent
probably
that bothers me.
It probably is, because for me, if somebody brings in a lotion at work and puts it on the hands, I literally instantly get a sinus headache right here. And so we have a new person working, not a new person to us, but a new person from an offsite now working in the hospital. And she brought creams in, and I'm like, oh, I sniffed them. I'm like, oh, okay. Because I'm like, if I get
certain
headaches.
Sunscreens make me actually get like a histamine reaction.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it.
So I have allergies. So yeah, but this smells really good, and it doesn't. It's not. I think there's probably only one or two scents that really bother me. But when you go into a store, they're all in there. It's overwhelming. It's too much.
And it's funny because the scents that bother me are the very perfumey, flowery, what I call old lady scents. And my husband calls what I like the musky scent old lady scents. And I'm like, well, we just don't wear. I just don't wear anything.
Yeah,
that's what we have to kind of agree on.
The laundry detergent aisle, I have the same problem. I never go down the laundry detergent aisle. My husband has to pick it up because my nose will just start running. It's bad.
So
but
thank you, Melanie.
Good.
These smell great. I can't wait.
I can't wait.
Oh, that just smells so good.
Because I love like outdoorsy scents. My favorite scent is balsam.
Well, that's what this kind of smells
like. Or pine. It's pine or balsam, but it smells like, I love that smell.
And mine's
you're in the forest.
Mine's called Fresh Evergreen.
Let me smell yours.
Ugh.
Ooh, yours is really Christmassy. Mine is like less Christmassy and more like woodsy. But it's good. So that was one Baubles and Bling. I also received a pattern from my friend Mommasee. She sent me This Way, That Way Socks by Nina Phillips. And there's just no way that you're going to be able to see the detail. But, well, maybe you can. It's a slip stitch sock, but the slip stitches travel in a little, like, gentle wave. I think this is going to look awesome on a self-striping.
Yeah.
It's going to look really cute.
Especially at the change of the colors.
Yep, I am going to do that pattern the next pair of socks that I do. And so thank you, Mommasee. And she told me to let her know if I like it. And then she'll get it.
You're the guinea pig?
I guess so. And then also, Knittingsmybag had a huge New Year's sale with 20. It was like 20% off or 40% off. It was like some coupon. I can't remember, but it was a good percentage off. And I have to tell you the story. I got this elf bag. I had seen this elf bag a couple of weeks before Christmas when she had an update, and I really wanted to buy it, but I didn't buy it because it was right before Christmas, and you really shouldn't be buying yourself stuff right before Christmas. But I was so tempted, and I kind of was like, well, maybe I'll ask her after Christmas if she has any of the material left. I have like one or two Christmas themed bags. I like to use them in December. I just enjoy it. Like this one's kind of Christmas themed, but it's more winter themed. I think I have one other one that's more Christmas themed. And I just like because I like everything to be holiday around Christmas, which, like my house, which needs to have the ornaments down. So it was still there. It was like it was made to be mine. It was still there on the 4th of July sale, or the 4th of July, on the New Year's sale. So I snagged
Instead
it.
of Christmas in July,
And
we're
I
having
got it-
summer in December.
I got it for cheaper than I would have if I had bought
That's
it
true.
the first time. I love it. And she gave me some scissors too.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she meant to put them in with my Christmas present. They are really good mini scissors. Look,
Wow, where'd you
I
get
got
those?
2 of them. She got them from the World Market. Look how good they are. Aren't they nice?
Yeah.
I don't know if we have World Market. Do we have World Market?
I have no idea what World Market is.
Me either. I don't think we have it. We have no good stores in... no Hobby Lobby, no World Market or International Market. It came in a little pouch, but my kids... here we go. Oh, here's the other one. I got a red one and a green one. World Market. It came in like a little plastic pouch.
Cute.
But I will put these in my notions. Those are nice. They're way nicer than the cheapy ones that I got. So that was nice. I was surprised to get those. And that's all I have for Baubles and Bling.
Besides the candle, I have nothing.
Oh, we also got
Oh, yes. Melanie also gave us gift cards to Dunkin' Donuts.
Yay.
I need to put that somewhere.
But next time, I want a real green tea from Dunkin' Donuts and not a pretend green tea.
Yes. I do have things coming on the way. They're not really Baubles and Bling, although I think the one that was delivered today at my house, somebody asked for my address, and I gave it to them because for her it was cheaper to ship UPS through her work.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked online, and UPS, the state's post office, United States Post Office, kind of frowns at having something sent UPS. Then it's not guaranteed to stay there. So I'm like, yeah, just ship it to my house. So she donated yarn to my Blue Moon giveaway.
Oh, that was
And
nice.
I think that's the one that said if you like something, she dyes it herself.
Oh, wow.
So I will show that next week. I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
Excellent.
But I hope my husband signed for it because I got the UPS notification saying it was delivered.
Oh, good.
And my husband was home today working from home.
So hopefully.
So other than that, I have no Baubles and Bling and not looking forward to anything in the future because I have enough. I did not join up for Blue Moon this year. I'm excited to see what the colorway is going to be, though.
Yeah.
You know, I've always get excited for that, so.
Yeah, you can still follow along in the group.
Oh, yeah, I have since the first time I joined.
Yeah.
I've been following it along. The good thing is if I really like it, I can put a notification. Next year, you can buy this.
Yeah. That's right.
So, anyways,
That's a
no
good
Baubles
idea.
and Bling for me.
Crushes and Heartbreaks. If you follow me on Instagram at all, you will know that my big heartbreak this week is that my sister-in-law got dangerously ill from some kind of bizarre tropical illness. Nobody is really clear on how she got it. She didn't go to the tropics, but she was on a plane for Christmas holidays, and it also could be foodborne. So if somebody traveled and then served her in a restaurant or something, so it's hard to know.
Well, you know, we have 2 patients that probably have very similar symptoms.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, it's unusually rare, and it took them, her doctor, and then the hospital, the local hospital, more than a week to figure out what was wrong with her for sure. And by then she was in severe renal failure. So she had to be hospitalized for most of the past week, starting on, I think, Saturday, which means that I had my niece every day during the day and overnight from Saturday onwards. I can't remember. She might have stayed at her house on Saturday night, but I had her, and sometimes I had her and her 5-month-old sister, and sometimes I just had the 5-month-old with me. So one of the reasons I didn't do a lot of knitting this week is because I was taking care of little kids, during the day so that their dad could, get stuff done. And, I live like literally 7 minutes from their house. So it just seemed ridiculous not to, and I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I offered to take them, and I will probably take my niece a couple of days next week and the week after while my sister-in-law recovers, because she's still the older one, because she's still not going to be 100%. But it was really scary, and but my nieces are so good.
Good.
My 2-year-old niece would just get right. We made a little bed for her in the room next to ours upstairs, and she would just get in bed, read her book, she'd go right to sleep. I would take me maybe 15 minutes from going up there to getting her all the way asleep and coming down every night. It was
good.
And my baby niece she is such a happy baby. The only time she's fussy is if she's hungry, tired, or wet. So if she starts fussing, you're like, let me check your diaper. It was, and she just, you feed her a bottle and then she'll take a nap for an hour, hour and a half.
Yeah.
So she was really easy, but I don't have any baby equipment in my house. So I had to hold her all the time because she's still too little to sit on the floor, and I don't just want to leave her laying on the floor. Right. I had her in her car seat some of the time, if I had to go to the bathroom or something, but I was like, gosh, when I actually had children that were this age, I had a swing, I had a saucer, a bouncy seat, I had all sorts of, I had a pack and play that I could put them in. I gave my pack and play to Tara when she had her second baby.
Oh, Tara. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, yeah, I forgot how much work it was. It was a lot of work. I was busy. And fortunately, she got out of the hospital, so she's at home. And my niece was so good for us. She was very well behaved, but she was so glad to get to go and just have her regular routine back.
I'm sure.
Just imagine being 2 and having to go and basically live with your aunt and uncle for a week. It was not easy on her. So the baby is like, whatever. Just give me my bottle. Yeah, exactly. She doesn't care. But so that was my heartbreak, and a crush that my sister-in-law as well, and I'm so glad they finally figured out what was going on.
Yeah, that's scary.
It is really scary, and I'm just really grateful too that nobody else got sick, like the baby and my niece didn't get sick, which suggests that it was probably foodborne.
Right.
But they don't know. It's so rare that they don't even have a good idea of how long it takes to incubate. So they can't even pinpoint a time period when she would have been exposed to it. So she has no idea.
Wow.
So, and hopefully she's clear now. So hopefully she'll stay that way. So that was crush and a heartbreak. And my other crush is my son started his medication and his therapy for ADHD, and it's going really well. And, we really felt on the fence about giving him the medication because there's a lot of bad stuff out there about people that are over-medicating, whatever. I trust his pediatrician. And my son said to me a couple of days in, I said, how do you like being on the medication? He said, it's so good to be able to think of only one thing at a time.
Oh, good.
So that was kind of heartbreaking. He's been out there so that's a crush. I think the therapy's going really well. We met with the school today, and that went well. So hopefully this is going to be a new era in his stuff. So
good.
That's it pour moi.
Good. My crush and heartbreak is last week. Might have been 2 weeks ago. I told you about my car and how I had.
It might have been in the episode that I deleted.
No, I think I might have mentioned it last week. I'm not sure. I was waiting for it to be fixed. So what happened a couple of weeks ago during the first storm that we really had, apparently the panel underneath my car was hanging down and it picked up about 5 inches of snow and ice.
Ooh,
yeah. And
that's not good.
No, it wasn't. I'm not sure how it cracked in the first place. And I thought I was just dragging some ice and that it would go away, but it never did. The next morning, I realized it wasn't going away, and I had to call in to work. I wasn't happy about that, but it is what it is. That's why you get sick days. I just feel bad leaving my coworkers in the
Well,
lurch like that.
Sometimes stuff happens and...
Well, I'm not one to call out, so they
Right.
know that when I do it, there's a reason why it was a valid reason. So I finally got it fixed. At first he said it was going to be cheap, and then he called the other day saying, I'm sorry, it really isn't. They've upgraded what they use for it. And he goes, when you see it, you'll know why. And I'm sure what was happening is people were probably having this problem. They just haven't recalled it yet.
Yeah.
And so they upgraded it. And I'm like, it is what it is. It'll make the car last longer. I wasn't going to drive without it. Right. I mean, I could have, but then you're risking damage to other parts of the car. So that's fixed. I picked it up today before I came here to record. It was kind of funny because my husband worked from home today, and I'm waiting for him to come into the car so I can drop. He goes, let me drive. That way I don't have to get out. And I'm like, yeah, no wonder why. He's in his sweatpants. He's like all grungy. I'm like, that's not like him. At home it is, but not his fast and true rule is no sweatpants outside of the house unless you're active. You know what I mean?
Unless you're working out.
Yeah, or, gardening or doing yard work, but where my boys are not allowed to wear sweatpants outside the house. Me too. I'm not allowed either. Which, you know what? I used to laugh at him saying that was stupid. I look at it and I'm like, oh, that's so totally a good rule. Because you see some people who shouldn't be wearing it.
Yeah, I go pick my daughter from ballet up in my pajamas all the time.
That's different.
I don't go out.
We're talking about going out because, the other day when we dropped off the car, I was in my pajamas and he went to CVS. I didn't go in CVS. Yeah. But no, that's different. I used to drop off Zachary all the time in my pajamas. Every mom does, typically. No, we're talking about like going to the store, going to the mall, and I understand that. So it was kind of funny. Other than that, not much else is going on. We got a phone call for Zachary to have a sleep study. I got to call them. There's a couple of things I actually got a call for him. We're going to try and get him into a therapist for some other things going on. He's got a lot going on for the kid. And
that second child, right?
No, his is all medical and everything else.
No, I'm just saying my second child too. That's my problem child.
There's a reason why you don't have a third.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's all I have for crushes and heartbreaks. Nothing big.
So now in our series of Cooperative Press book reviews, we're going to review Cast Iron Cast On: Cooking and Knitting Through the Seasons by Becky Herrick and Callie Hastings. That's what the cover looks like. This is a really interesting format for a knitting book. It's divided by month. So for each month there are patterns and recipes, and the recipes are seasonal. I mean, obviously the hand knits are seasonal too. They kind of address what kind of weather we have. But the food is seasonal too. And it tries to incorporate a lot of local foods. So if you're somebody who likes to shop local and shop fresh, this is a really good book for you. All in all, there are 16 patterns and 20 recipes in this book. And I'm going to just tell you the names of the recipes, and then we'll talk about the patterns. For December, the recipes are chocolate bark, deep winter-infused holiday vodka. Those sound good. January has blueberry jam cobbler. That sounds delicious.
Yeah, it does.
February is brioche burger buns with curry sunflower seeds and goat cheese stuffed hamburgers. Presumably you eat them together.
That sounds really good.
Goat cheese stuffed hamburgers sounds like something I could get on board with.
Yeah.
March is mini maple pavlova, so like a little cookie or a tart. And dandelion fritters with chive horseradish sauce. I don't know if I would like dandelion fritters, but I'm curious. I would be curious to try them. I love horseradish.
I think I've had dandelion salad when I was little.
Then May is a fresh nasturtium and pea shoot salad, which I think my husband would be really interested in because he loves doing things in the garden club for the school. He's in charge of it, that they can make into a salad. So, and I know they have nasturtiums. I don't know if they have pea shoots, but that sounds really good. And June is summer pasta with zucchini squash and goat cheese. July is blackberry toasted oat sundae pancakes. That sounds really good. Garden picnic pockets, which are like a dough pocket with meat or cheese or filling inside. Those sound really good. August is Duke's Dookies cross-cut pickles and infused green summer tea. September is harvest pesto cornbread. That sounds really good. Fall roasted reds with crispy seeds and parmesan. And red quinoa, spinach, and feta salad. October is boiled cider apple dumplings. That sounds really good. Hearty mashed potatoes with shiitake mushrooms. And venison steak with thyme, butter. Oh, this is, I'm sorry, I blended right into November. Venison steak with thyme, butter, red wine sauce. And Brussels sprouts and cranberries braised in cider. So I think there are a lot of recipes in here that I would definitely be interested in trying out. And I thought that was great because sometimes when you buy a pattern book, you knit one pattern or maybe two patterns out of it, and then you're kind of done with it. Whereas this book could still be useful to you because it's got recipes in that you might be trying and using again and again. So I kind of like that it's got like that double purpose.
Right.
For the patterns, which is what I'm sure everybody's mostly interested about. Let me go back to the beginning. There are all sorts of different things. There's like a wine bottle cover, a hooded shawl. There's a couple of sweaters,
couple of shawls,
a skirt, an apron, which I thought was really interesting, a picnic blanket, a really pretty shawl that we both want to make, a hat. So it's kind of a little bit of everything. And let's see if I can go through to the patterns. It's a little hard to find everything in this. So the wine bottle bags are beaded. I think that's kind of a pretty thing. That would be a nice gift to give, you know.
The other thing too is, I mean, if you like doing color work, you could probably exchange the bead for color work.
This is the hooded shawl. I think this is really pretty. It's got a ruffle, and the hood is like a part of it. So when you put it on, you can put it over your head. Be nice.
Yeah, okay.
That was December.
January.
Trying to find January.
It's a sweater.
Oh, there we go. I love this sweater. It's got like a basket weave trim. It's really pretty.
Back, yeah.
I like that a lot. It's just a loose, easy cardigan sweater.
Blue gold, I think it's called.
Yeah, I like that a lot. There are some pretty sweaters in this book that I would definitely be interested in knitting.
It looks like in the beginning of the patterns, it tells you the skills that are required.
Yeah, so that you have an idea of if it's
going to be too big for you, too much for you or not.
There's another sweater. That one is called bovini, which I think is Latin for sheep.
I would think
cows.
So. Bovine.
I can't remember if that's. There's saccharum, which is a cabled vest that looks like trees. That's really pretty.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot. I like that because it's kind of versatile. You could wear it in cooler weather, and then you could pair it with some warm clothing under it and wear it in. I mean, you could wear it in the warmer weather. I don't even know what I'm saying. There's a springtime sweater called Taxara, which is got little puff sleeves and an empire waist that right below your breast. So I think that would be flattering for a lot of different shapes. There's a skirt.
Laktuka?
Laktuka. There you can see it. It's got layers of different lace patterning.
They use different colors in this, but if you were to use maybe one main color for the hip area and then another color for each, like a solid color, keep it one color, I think it would still look really good. I think
that unless you are very slim, using a contrasting color around the hips and a different color on the trim will kind of emphasize the width of that area. Like, obviously the model's like super skinny, but I think it could look nice in a solid color too, not variegated like that. And then there's Cucurbita, which is a strappy empire waist top that you could wear in the summer. That's pretty. And it looks like a simple top to make.
Yeah, it does.
This one is interesting. There's not really a good picture of it. It's a picnic blanket. And Sheila and I were saying the first time we reviewed this book when I deleted it, it includes napkins and a blanket that are knit from the center out. And it would make a nice baby blanket, I think, if you did it in, like a baby-friendly material.
It's just a shame. The only picture they show is that one
I know,
little
you
piece
can't
from the
really get a
basket.
good look at what it looks like. It's pretty, and it's knit from the center out. That's all we know about it. But, if you're not interested in knitting a picnic blanket and napkins, you could make it washcloths and a blanket. I think it would make a nice baby gift. Sativus is the apron. I thought that was kind of cute. It's knit out of cotton, and it would be kind of, I don't know. I wonder
I'm not much of an apron wearer.
I wear an apron whenever I bake. I don't when I cook things, but when I bake, because I like to have something to wipe my hands on that's attached to me. And this I liked because it has a little loop on it where you can put the dish towel through.
I like the pocket too.
I would be interested to wonder if it would be I would worry that it would get stretched out.
Well, I think it definitely depends on what kind of cotton you use. This looks like it doesn't look like the typical kitchen cotton that I would probably use. It's a DK weight. That might have something to do with it. It's probably a little bit lighter.
And it has an I-cord for the trim. And I just wonder, that would be my concern, that the waist that you tie would get so stretched out that you'd have to keep, it would just droop down. But I think material-wise, it would be great to wipe your hands on that. That's what I do. I just wipe my hands on that. And if not, I like how you can attach your towel to it. What I usually do is I stuff my towel into the pocket on the front of my apron, so it's hanging down.
I tend to wear mine over my shoulder.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
I like it to be down in the front of me. I don't know why. Then there's a really cute t-shirt style sweater called Mentha. It's pretty. It's got lace on the shoulder and down the sides. And she's shown wearing it with a camisole underneath. And I think you would have to.
It's more like it looks like a sleeveless.
It's like
not a tank top, but a t-shirt.
It's like a t-shirt. Here's a better picture of it. You would definitely need to wear this with a tank top because you would be exposing a lot of skin on the side.
Unless that's what you want.
Well, yeah, some people might want to. Somebody my age, maybe not so much.
Yeah, somebody younger wouldn't probably have a problem with that.
But and they style it with a tank top underneath because it's very open on the sides. Then there's a hat and mitt pattern called cowl. I like the color of the yarn that's knit in. Trying to get a better picture. The hat has multiple colors. There's like a slip stitch, I think, color work band.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cute. That's a nice project. And the mitts also have the slip stitch color work band around the wrist and textured knitting on the hand. So that would make a cute project. It would be a good gift. This is the thing that we really like, the Pansia shawl. And there's not a really good picture of that either. I think my biggest issue, that's better. My biggest issue with this book is there are a couple projects where you really want more pictures. This is the Pansia shawl, and we actually saw this in the Cooperative Press booth at Rhinebeck, and it really attracted us to this book. And I actually met one of the authors. I wish I could remember which one it was, but we talked a bit about the book, and I told her we really wanted to review it. That shawl is beautiful, and I think it's started in the center, and you knit both sides and then you graft them together.
Yeah, you use a provisional cast on, I believe.
Yeah, but it's really pretty, and it was really pretty in person. Here is the Braeburn. This is something that I wouldn't normally wear something like this, but I kind of like the style of it, and I think you could make it without the hood if you wanted to. I like the style of it. I'm not sure I would really wear a hood. But again, it looks like something that people could modify, and it probably would be flattering to most shapes. And like I said, if you hate hoods, you could leave the hood off. The service sweater is interesting to me. It's shown on a man, and you can't really see very well what it looks like. Again, with the there could be better photography of the actual pattern. It has some kind of a textured stitch along the top, kind of like a Gansey.
So they have it for her and him.
For him and her. And it has an interesting sleeve split. We're not sure if it's a thumb hole or if the sleeves are just split there. We can't tell from the photograph. It's hard to know. Again, you'd like to see the pictures with a little more detail of what it looks like. And it may be that on the actual pattern page on Ravelry, they show more pictures than are in the book. Then there's Ola Racia, which is a colorwork hat that's kind of cute. I like that. That could be really pretty. You could do it in a lot of different colors. And it's a nice hat shape that I think is flattering to most people's heads.
I think that's
it.
Yeah.
Can you tell? I really can't tell if that split in the sleeve is just a split.
Well, I was reading the instructions.
What does it say?
I'm gonna find it.
We had this like a mystery. Tip to people who are publishing patterns: try to put, if there's any unique features.
No, it does close up. It is a thumb hole.
It's a thumb hole. That's a unique feature that I'd like to do. It would have been a good idea to show a view of the sleeve where we could see her. In the photograph, she's holding something, so you can't really tell if it's just split there.
She's holding a gun.
Is it a gun?
Yeah.
Oh, she's holding a gun, so you can't really see if it's
supposed to be hunting, I believe.
Oh, I thought the guy was gardening.
No, see, there's a gun there. What caught me is the picture of the men's. I wasn't sure if that was a sleeve, like
it's
a patch
the gun
on the sleeve.
stock, yeah.
It's the gun stock.
I thought it was a shovel handle. Apparently, I can't identify the difference between guns and farming equipment.
Sure.
Well, overall, I really like this book because it has the dual purpose. Like,
right.
I would definitely use the recipes in this book more than once. And there are a few things in there that I would definitely knit. Like, I love that Puncia shawl. It's really pretty. And, I could see using a few skeins of stuff that I have to make something like that. I wish that some of the projects had more detailed photographs, so you could really see.
It's very disappointing. I would like to see what the baby shawl, the picnic blanket looked like, because you really don't get a good look with just a corner of it sticking out of a basket.
And not everybody can read through a pattern and get a visual idea of what the finished project can be. Like, I don't feel like I want to do that. Even if I'm just buying the pattern on Ravelry, I want to look at the pictures and see what I'm getting before I commit to it. So, but, when you have the book, you can read through and sort of figure out what it looks like. I think that the picnic blanket and napkins look like they're solid, and then they have a lace edging. But, it would be nice to see a photograph of it laid out on the ground. And with a napkin laid out on the ground.
Right.
You don't even see the napkin.
You don't even see the napkin.
So you have no idea what that looks like. So that would be my only critique of the book, that I would like to see more pictures of the project. There's plenty of beautiful pictures of the food.
Yeah, that's true. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
I think this would be great for people who love food and knitting. So if you will go in the thread on Ravelry and tell me which month is your favorite month for food and patterns, we will draw a winner of this ebook in episode 237. So, and if you make any of the recipes, let us know if they're good.
Yeah, let us know how they turn out.
Which month do you like the best?
Me?
No.
Oh.
I'm saying it out loud. That's what you need to tell me.
Because I kind of like the fact that of the stuffed hamburgers with the the goat cheese. But you know what? I've come to realize that I'm a purist when it comes to my hamburgers. It definitely changes the taste when something is in the meat. I like the flavor of just plain meat with maybe something on top. Because I've tried it a couple of times and I just never get. And I think it might be more the texture, because when you mix something in with the hamburger, you change the texture of the meat.
I don't think I've ever had a hamburger stuffed with something before.
Not stuffed as in the way that they do, but sometimes we'll mix onions in it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff. And
I
it
like
just
just
throws
plain
the
hamburger
texture
and the
and it
actual
throws
patty.
the taste. And I like the taste of red meat.
So it's hard to exactly even know.
Right.
What
you're tasting, or
right. Oh, I see.
I mean, some of these recipes look really, really good.
I know. I'm definitely interested in that. Next week we're gonna review the lace. What did we just said that? Oh, next time in episode 237 we're gonna review something about lace. Why can't I remember what I said?
Oh, because hold on, I'll tell you in just a minute.
In here. Yeah.
No, I got it right here.
Oh, you have it?
Yeah. It's called Amazing Lace.
Next, so episode 237, we will review Amazing Lace.
And then we have Modern Lopey after that.
Yeah. So every 2 weeks, we're going to continue the series of book reviews, and we will do a contest for each one.
Those are the only two we have left.
Yep, because I think we had 5 and we've done 3.
Yep.
So don't forget to join in the contest thread.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm making it so specific with the blue moon, but I got 30 skeins I need to knit up, so.
Hey, that's a side thing, but people who don't want to participate in that can do the monthly generic knit.
Well, that's why we wanted to have 2.
It's there, but
maybe next year we can do A Dream in Color.
I know. Then I would have like 30 skeins. Or if we could do, what's the other one? Sundara. I gotta do something with that yarn. So anyway, thanks for joining us this week.
Thanks for watching as always. We appreciate it.
Have a good week and knit with heart.
Knit with heart.